Okay, page 4. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sanje Joda Zoge Jo Namla Chanju Bardo Dane Gyabsuch Dage Jinso Kebe Sonamge Dola Penjir Sanje Drubara Sho Sanje Joda Zoge Jo Namla Chanju Bardo Dane Gyabsuch Dage Jinso Kebe Sonamge Dola Penjir Sanje Drubara Sho Sanje Jula Soge Chonamla Chanju Bardo Dane Gyapso Che Dage Jinso Gebe Sonamgi Tola Benjir Sanje Drubara Sho Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Te Sham Datha Gato Yavatat Desham Jayo Nirodha Evam Vati Mahashramanaye Svaha Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava Hetum Tesham Dathagato Yavatat Desham Jayo Nirodha Evam Vati Mahashramanaye Svaha Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava Hetum Tesham Dathagato Yavatat Desham Jayo Nirodha Evam Vati Mahashramanaye Svaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata, the cessation causes as well as taught by the great seer. Okay, let us turn to, by the way, just tell me, where did we leave yesterday?
All three realms are merely
your mind. Okay, so this is a very profound philosophy. All three realms are merely your mind. This is known as the mind-only school or Chitta Matra. Chitta is the mind, Matra, Chitta Matra, mind only. So this is an extremely revolutionizing philosophy which can change our thinking altogether. And so again, how do we understand this? How do we understand this? This is something that we have to learn in the course of this retreat. And somebody can make a note of that they explain how we can be convinced that everything is just a mind. Okay, the next is emptiness of true existence while not rejecting objective existence. Okay, so this is the philosophy of Savatantrika Madhyamaka. And again, this philosophy and the next one, emptiness of objective existence slash inherent existence slash intrinsic slash self-categorized nature. So finally, this is the subtlest understanding of emptiness, and we'll go through these once in a while, whenever required, we will explain these. So this is the main thing that we're doing here. So okay, before I forget, I'd like to share with you that finally, okay, just tell me what we acknowledge. How many of you acknowledge that when we have a tremendous fear in the dream, the nightmare, you have the nightmare, and in the dream, you have so much of fear with this nightmare. And then when does this fear come to an end? When you wake up. When you wake up. Okay, now tell me the difference between you, what makes you feel the fear in the dream, what makes you feel relieved from the fear when you wake up. So what's the difference? From on that point of view, in the dream there's a fear, waking up the fear dissolves. That is the ground. On this basis, my question to you is, what is the difference between the dream and the waking up state? What's the difference?
The dream is not real.
The dream is not real. In the dream, we see the dream as real. When you wake up, we see that it's not real. So in other words, how many agree with two of them? When you are dreaming, we see it as real. Therefore, the fear arises. And for example, in the dream, you see a cheesecake. Your mind is pulled by the cheesecake. This is loss of freedom. Involuntary pull. This morning we discussed involuntary pull. And when you wake up, you will not go, where's my dream cheesecake? You will not go after this, right? You say, oh, this is my dream. You are relieved. You are free from the involuntary pull of the dream cheesecake. Okay. Yes. Okay. I agree with you. So therefore, when I say dream, I keep in mind the majority of a dream. Yes, there are dreams, lucid dreams, REM sleep. There, we do understand that, okay, I'm dreaming. You're aware that you're dreaming. Even there, that is still, it is not a partial awareness. Because I had many of these experiences myself. Many of these experiences. Because we have to relate this, what we are studying, we have to relate them to our real life. You're getting it? Real life. Okay, this is something related to my real life. Then it makes sense. So one time what happened was that I was contemplating a lot. Because it was not that, oh, I have to preparing for the UPSC exam or NEET exam. No, not like that. It's more like my personal quest. Personal quest of, how what I'm seeing is not the reality. How? So this is a major question. But in my 20s, these were very serious. The conversation happening. Like, it may be exaggeration if I say 24 hours. But within the class, debate, outside the debate, sitting by myself, taking that day, and then the lying down on the bed, thinking about emptiness all the time, thinking about this. So one night I had a dream. In the dream, I dreamt of my senior, who is amazingly respectable, amazing, very, very senior to me, extremely kind, extremely learned. And people say that from the toe till the tip of the head is all filled with education, filled with knowledge. This is his description of other people's description of him. Amazing and great practitioner, amazing. So I dreamt of him, and I was telling him, "Sir, you are a part of my dream." That's what I'm saying, and I was convinced that I was dreaming. Then he said, he can also be humorous. He said that, "Are you sure?" Then I said, "Yes, you are my dream." Then he said, "Okay, you check if it is dream or not, is dream or not." Then he starts to punch me. So this is what I'm saying, partial. You're getting it? So it is some way there's a little bit of fear because he's come to punch me. A little bit of fear, which means believing the dream is real, but still, partly aware this dream. So I said that without moving away. I sat there, and his hand punched fist just went through my face without feeling any pain. You're getting it? So it was partly aware. I was partly aware of it. It's not fully aware because there was a little bit of fear there. Oh, he's punching me, right? A little fear, but still I stood there without moving away. Okay, but it's not always the case. Sometimes, even in the dream, for example, somebody, I dreamed of a ghost, and the ghost touches my face like this, where my face is touched, I could literally feel the electrocution. You're getting it does happen. I'm sure many of you have the experience. You're aware that it's dream. You're aware this dream, but still, that goes to anybody touches you like this, where you're touched, you could feel the electrocution happening, and you cannot say it's dream. It's a real pain. I have to wake up, otherwise the pain is so acute. Okay, this is a little bit digression. So what I'm saying is that dream in general, where you are not aware, majority of the dream we are not aware. Majority of the dream we are not aware that we're dreaming. So we see dream as real, and the outcome is fear. You're getting it? So seeing the dream as real is ignorance or wisdom. Seeing the dream as real is ignorance or wisdom. Is ignorance, and the outcome is the fear. So therefore the Buddha taught all the fears, all the problems are rooted to the ignorance. And when you wake up, you see the dream as not real. The dream is dream. Dream as not real. Seeing the dream as not real is ignorance or wisdom. Wisdom, and what's the outcome? The fear dissolves. Let's not forget it. Okay, so this is it. Now from there, tell me. So Nadia, Nitya. So what she said is that the difference is that in dream you see dream as real. Waking up you see dream as not real. Any other differences between the two? There are many differences between the two. The dream state, and the awakened state. There are many differences. So this is one difference. Any other differences that you can think of? Anyone? In the dream, the control is almost not there. In the waking state, you have more control. Very good. Anyone else?
Я прошу помощи. От сновидения, которое мы создаем ошибочным восприятием, в дневном восприятии, сложнее проснуться.
It's more difficult to wake up from the dream which we create by our mistaken perception.
От сновидения, которое мы создаем ошибочным восприятием в бодрствующем сознании, проснуться чуть-чуть сложнее.
He's saying that when we are awake already, and we still have this mistaken perception, and from this sort of dream, it's more difficult to wake up.
Very good. Anyone else?
We can choose our dream.
We cannot choose a dream. Okay, we cannot choose a dream, and the waking state, we have some degree of independence we can choose. Very good. Anyone else? There are many differences. Anyone? Just think and tell me no. Yes.
There is no rule of causality in the dream.
In the dream, there is no cause and effect efficacy. You getting it? Cause and effect efficacy is missing, which means that I show this, I pick this up, it's a chocolate, and suddenly, I pick this up, it's a flower, and suddenly it may start to fly in the dream. In real life, it does not happen. You're getting it? So therefore, cause and effect is disrupted in the dream. Whereas in real life, there's cause and effect following. Very good. Okay, the girl over there, your name? Sitanle's sister. Kunjodoma, yes, Kunjoli.
In the dream, our senses are not operational. In the reality, senses are.
Okay, in the dream, senses are not operational. In the real life, senses, in the waking state, senses operate. I would say, even in dream, senses can be operating. Senses can be, but I would say the major part of the senses, they are shut down. In the waking state is in full swing. In the dream also, there are senses, you know that? You know, in the dream, the senses, your sense consciousness is still there. You know that? How many of you have that experience? In the dream, sense consciousness is there. Okay, Chugila. Dream, the sense consciousness is there?
Yes.
Sometimes. Can you give some examples? Okay, if not, think about it later. The little girl there? Yes.
I think things feel real in dreams.
Yes.
Sense like emotions, feelings.
So the question is senses, meaning touch sense, eye sense, nose, taste, were there in the... So in your dream, you think that, for example, you are in Ngari Institute, and then you think that you are in Japan. In the dream, you are in Japan, and you see the Japanese cars and Japanese road. Everything is so beautiful, cute, right? So your eyes are seeing, but it's not real eyes. You think it's your eyes seeing, but it's not real eyes. Okay, anyone else? Okay, now let's not digress too much on this. Over here.
The dream cannot be controlled. Sometimes it happens. It's a very rare case that I'm dreaming something about fighting with someone or anything, and I can after a while I'm a little bit away or I don't know what it is. Then I feel that okay, it's a dream. It's okay. If the fight is not real, let it happen. Because I closed my eyes and I started again. It happened with me once or twice. So what is happening?
Okay, so yes, these things can also happen, but don't continue the fight, right? Do something good, continue with that good. Fight, don't stop it. Better, because with fight, even in dream, you find you are leaving imprint in your mind, pakchak imprint.
I know really kind of things going on, and I'm a spectator and I'm enjoying it.
You're enjoying it. Don't enjoy the fights. Don't enjoy the fights. Okay, my question to you is Abhinash.
We cannot see a dream if anything cannot be contact with any senses.
Say it again.
If
my question is, what's the difference between the dream state and the dream and the waking state?
Yeah, in waking state, wake up state, you can see things is already contact in your any senses. But in dream, if things not in contact any senses, they cannot be seen in a dream.
Can you give me an example?
If I cannot see any kind of any time dinosaur, but my sense.
Okay, that's amazing. Okay, in the waking state, you cannot see dinosaur now. But in the dream state, you can see the dinosaur. That's also very true. Anyone else? I'm looking for something else. The girl here. Haskit.
Yeah, Geshe, maybe when we are dreaming, we can wake up, but like when we are in real life, we can't do anything about it.
Buddha is known as the fully awakened one. He woke up from the waking state. But I know what you're saying. I agree with you what you're saying. In the conventional sense, in a samsaric sense, from the dream we wake up, and from the waking state we don't wake up. That's true. Okay, so I'm looking for answer. No, but yeah, answer. The difference between the dream and the waking state. Here.
In dream, there is no real sense of time. And in waking state, we have, when we are dreaming, we can see multiple events within 5 minutes, but it feels like it's a long duration, something like it's 2.5 hours. But when you get up, then there is that real sense of time.
Are you sure? Because you're very young, you don't have the experience. When you enjoy, the time is too short. When you don't enjoy, the time is too long. You were getting it? Time dilation happens when you don't enjoy the moment. When you're suffering. So the Buddha said, long is the night for the sleepless. You want sleepless? In the night you want to sleep, you don't want to sleep. You want to sleep. If sometimes we cannot sleep. For those people, the night is too long. Long is the night for those who are sleepless. This is what the Buddha said. You're getting it? So therefore, in the concept of time, for some, it turns out because you're in your 20s, I can see that. For 20s, time is too long. For those of us like in 50s, recent 50s, they will all agree with me. Hey, Adira, listen to all these young, 50s. They will say 20 years very short. For you, 20 is too long. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So I'm looking for an answer. Dedenda. No, say it louder. Not only louder, elaborate a little bit. Don't give me the formula. Let's not forget what this girl said. Let's not forget that. Okay, let's not forget this. Jimela.
In dream also you can control like consciousness there. If you can stay awake, like even if you're dreaming about like some scary things, still other sense like the consciousness is saying like you're dreaming, so don't scare. Just practice.
Well, Jimela is practicing a lot in the dream. Okay, it happens so often, every day, once in a while. 3-4 times in the year. Okay, thank you. Okay. Very good. Okay, last. Okay, one there, here too. One.
In the dream, everything is mentally projected. Everything depends on the mind, but in the reality, seems like we have objective reality.
Okay, so let's see what Julius said. Dream is purely coming from your mind, and the real life, whatever you call it, is not just imagination. There is something there. Very good.
So in the waking state, we have a body, something physical, whereas in the dream, you might have a body, but sometimes also you might not.
Okay, in waking state, for example, we take birth as a human being, so we have the human body. So till we die, we cannot do away from the body. But there are some people who can, they leave the body, eject the mind, and leave, and they feel totally formless. There are some the anecdotes there. But generally speaking, for us, so till our death, are confined to this body. Whereas in the dream, you can be formless. You can fly here and there, or you can just be here, be there without physical form. Very good. Okay. Yes, over there, Anka.
Yeah, from my experience, I interfere in the dream because the feeling is so unpleasant. And when I wake up, I'm happy that it's not real, so it's gone. I think this is the difference. In the dream, you can interfere the dream. Yes. Because you feel unpleasant. Yeah, and when I wake up, it's gone. It's gone. And I'm happy that it's gone. It's not real.
Okay, this unpleasant feeling goes away, knowing that it's not real. Very good. Okay, Prinslav.
In the dream, this comfort is turned into like a body tree. But in real life, it cannot because always cause and effect.
Okay, so the Prinslav is saying the dream, the cause and effect is disrupted. But in real life, waking state, the cause and effect is followed very efficaciously. For example, in dream, you can see the gomba, and suddenly the gomba turns into a tree. And you're trapped in the tree. Right? Okay, there.
You never get surprised in dream. Even something unlogical happens in your dream, you are never surprised.
Okay. So in the dream, for example, say you're having a picnic with the family, and suddenly in Russia, polar bear comes, right? And then you're surprised, right, in the dream. Huh?
Not surprised.
This is what I'm saying. So, but you can be surprised in the dream. This is what I'm saying. Yes, last.
I'd like to say that there are certain things that you cannot do in your dream. For example, reading. That's how I determine whether it's a dream or not. I try to find a book and read it. You will never be able to read it till the end.
Yeah. So in the dream, you cannot do what you like. You cannot read. Are you sure? I read many books in the dream.
No. Just find a book and just read one page.
No, I read it.
In the dream?
Yes. So we say I got a book with 3 pages, and I read it full.
But that's how I determine whether it's a dream or not. Because sometimes my dreams are really very real. And so when I don't know if it's a dream or not, I find the book.
Okay, if you read a book, first page, listen. You read the first page and somebody rings a bell, hey, come to class. You cannot read the next page. So is it a dream?
It's not a dream. But
it's a dream. You cannot read full. You read only one page.
But it's when somebody interrupts you.
In the dream also it happens like this.
Yes, but when you try to do it yourself without somebody interrupting you.
So in the dream, you read one page and somebody brings a bell and hey, come, right? So it's not a dream because it's disrupted by somebody.
When you are not disturbed by somebody.
Okay. So what was your name? What Jane said is that most likely we should be very objective. Most likely what Jane said is correct. Most likely, but may not be 100% correct. Most likely correct. Most of the people in the dream, you read 1 or 2 pages maximum, and then you cannot read the whole page. You may not be able to dream of reading the whole, like this book. Whole book reading is most unlikely, but it's not the case that it is not possible. Okay, that's good. So from all the answers that came, this very good. Meanwhile, what I would suggest is that what this girl said and what Julia said, what Dedana said, subjective. The dream is purely subjective and the waking state is objective, versus Julia saying that the dream is purely mental creation, versus the non-dream is of some degree of objectivity is there. Okay, so let's not forget this. This takes to a very important point. And the Buddha in the first place, Buddha himself is revered as the fully awakened one. So that he's awakened from the dream created by the ignorance, sleep of the ignorance. He's awakened from that. So our job is to wake up. Then the next question is, what is meant by waking up? So for that, we tried to do for distinction between the dream and the non-dream. So dream is purely subjective. Now, in the dream, when you don't wake up, you see dream as objective. You're getting it? When you don't wake up, you see dream as objective. When you wake up, you see dream as subjective. So, if you really want to be the next awakened one, you should be able to see everything as subjective. You're getting it? Okay, let me say this once more. So, for us to be like the Buddha, we should be fully awakened. So what do you mean by awakened? Somebody who sees everything as subjective. Let's not forget, this is extremely precious information. You're getting it? Extremely precious information. So somebody who can see everything is subjective, that is a person known as a fully awakened one. Okay, now, the Buddha, after becoming enlightened, Buddha remained silent for 49 days, not giving any teachings. And Indra and Brahma made the request. And the Buddha said that profound, peaceful, elaboration-free, clear-lighted, non-composite, such is the nectar like dharma I've discovered, such is nectar like reality I've discovered. Finding no one who can fathom this teaching, in silence I'll return to the woods. What is that thing which others cannot fathom, which the Buddha said? Which the Buddha said that others cannot fathom. The reality that everything is subjective. That is difficult. You getting it? That is difficult. So therefore the Buddha taught through more consistent requests. Then the Buddha started to teach things in a very systematic way and in a very skillfully systematic way. So for that, our job is to know what? Hey, to awaken or to retrieve your hidden treasure. Retrieving your hidden treasure, becoming awakened, they all mean the same. You getting it? Retrieving your hidden treasure, make the hidden treasure come out, or to become Buddha. It just means the same. These two mean the same. Now, for that to be awakened fully, to to retrieve your hidden treasure, to become Buddha, they're all the same. What should we do to be fully awakened? Hey, what should we be doing to be awakened? The girl there, Padma. Yes.
See everything as subjective.
See everything as subjective. How many agree with Padma hands? Very good. Okay, now how to see everything subjective? This next question I know. How to see everything subjective? Okay, for that, remember yesterday we talked about the onion, peeling the onion, right? Get to the core. You can't get to the core like this. Peel the onion. It should be like peeling. So therefore, the thing is that to see everything like a dream, everything subjective, is not that easy. So therefore, the Buddha taught in a very systematic way to say the first 10% awakened, 20% awakened, 40% awakened, 60% awakened, 80%, then 100% awakened. You're getting it? So subjectivity, you are introduced to the concept of subjectivity on a very different levels. So because of this, say Vaibhashika, Sautrantika, then hey Lotus Lay, gold medalist.
Chitamatra and Madhyamika.
Gold medalists, they are not speaking, I know Chitamatra Madhyamika. Right? He should speak. Good message, speak, inspire, others will be inspired. Okay. What is that? Vaibhashika, Tautrantika, Chitamatra, Madhyamaka, with Madhyamaka, Savatandra Madhyamaka, Prasanga Madhyamaka. Very good. Okay, so look, this is where, in fact, to your amazement, all these four schools accept the concept of subjectivity. You getting it? So the Buddha taught 4 seals. What are the 4 seals? Anyone? Okay, the Jigme. Yes.
All of the things are impermanent.
Very good.
All the clouded things are the nature of suffering.
Very good.
Third is everything is the nature of emptiness.
Very good.
Fourth is wisdom of emptiness.
Absolute. Very good. Thank you. When did you learn this?
From your book.
Huh?
From your book.
No, when did you learn this? I did not ask you where did you learn this from. 2 years ago? 3 years ago? Oh, that's amazing. Congratulations. That's amazing. She learned by heart. Okay, good. So, the Buddha taught, what's the first one? All composite things impermanent. What is number 2? All contaminated things are suffering nature. What is number 3? Everything is the nature of emptiness and selflessness. So the Buddha taught the concept of selflessness, emptiness, meaning subjective. So, because these 4 seals are something which all the Buddhists should be accepting, because these 4 are the seals, metaphorically sealed by the Buddha, that anybody who wants to get away from the fears, get away from samsara, get away from the pains, you have to study, contemplate, meditate on these 4. So the third one, we said everything is the nature of selflessness, emptiness. So here all the schools accept. Now, selflessness meaning objectively there's no self. From the object there's no self. Self is just purely subjective. So in other words, all the schools accept subjectivity. You getting it? All the schools accept subjectivity, but the level of subjectivity differs. Okay, if somebody asks you, are you educated? Say you did your, let's say what, class 10. Somebody, are you educated? What's the answer? In the normal sense. You don't think that you're looking for the enlightenment. Okay, say if you finish high school, somebody asks, are you educated? What do you say? Yes, I'm educated. Then you finish your high school, the college. Are you educated? Yes. You did a PhD. Are you educated? Yes. You did postdoc. Are you educated? Yes. But the same person, what's the difference? They're all educated. When you were in high school, college, then the PhD and postdoc, all these are the faces of the education. You're educated. But do you see any difference there? What difference? Hey, Chunsum? Levels of the education. Likewise, subjectivity, there are different levels of subjectivity. You're getting it? This is so precious. Why I'm emphasizing so much on this is that I met many professors. Some are really good on the practitioners and really good knowledge. And some, the knowledge is just bookish knowledge. They read the book, finished. They don't have any real teaching. And reading law, they have many things to say. And then they teach their students. And one day in a big conference, somebody who's a very acclaimed professor, I'm not mentioning, acclaimed professor, and I made him the chairperson of that conference, that particular, session. That particular session, he was the chairperson. And from the floor, somebody asked a question. He said that, no, in Buddhism, there's no self. Selflessness, no self. I thought, okay, I'm just wondering what is this understanding like? But there's some, say, the correlation with what the Buddha taught. Everything is nature of emptiness and selflessness, no self. Okay, fine. Then he went further. He said that in Buddhism, nothing's there. And that shocked me, right? And I said, Buddha said everything is selfless. There's nothing. Then I was literally shocked. He's a big acclaimed professor. So what I'm saying is that, and then I had actually encountered with him, several encounters with him, personal encounters with him, have discussions, and he's very confident that this is particularly Chittamatra and Prasangika, he said that these two are same. Philosophers, there's no difference, these two are same. Very confidently. And then he went on to say that, I also realized emptiness directly. Yes, he said, he openly said it. I also realized emptiness directly. I cannot say no, we never know. But I asked, can you tell me when did you realize emptiness directly? Then he said, once I was sitting on the shore of the ocean, and I was just watching the ocean, and then my mind simply expanded, and I saw emptiness directly. I said that this is not the emptiness, seeing emptiness directly. This is your mind, because the external factor, your mind feels ease. It expands, it feels ease, because the external factor, the vastness of the ocean and the serenity of the ocean, these two combined together made you, that triggered your mind to expand, temporarily expand, and as though like you were saying just one with this expansiveness. This is not emptiness. It's not emptiness. This is affirming, this is a positive phenomena, and emptiness should necessarily be non-affirming, negative. And this is a positive phenomena. This is not an emptiness. I told him. So with a long discussion, he was openly saying that Chittamatra philosophy and Prasanga philosophy, these two are the same. Because Chittamatra says everything is the nature of the mind. The true realms are merely your mind. And Prasanga says everything is the projection of mind. So therefore, everything is subjective. Chittamatra says everything is subjective. Therefore, many people think that they could not distinguish. They could not see as Chinzomla said, they could not see the different levels of the subjectivity. They just club everything together. You getting it? Okay, this is a problem. So let us from this class, let us learn something to be able to tease apart the nuances, to see the distinctions. Yesterday we talked about the 5 aggregates. One aggregate which is responsible for the quality of life. What is that? What is that aggregate which is responsible for determining the quality of your life? Anyone? Yes, over there.
Discrimination.
The girl there.
Discrimination.
Discrimination. Yes, correct. Both of them. Correct. Okay. It's a discrimination. What is discrimination? Ability to see the nuances, see the distance, find distance, finer the distance, and then you see sharper is your distinction. Discrimination. Matter of fact of discrimination. So their subjectivity, although they use the word subjective, but it doesn't mean that it's the same. It's very, they can have a stark difference. You getting it? For example, let me share with you the two anecdotes to tell you that people can easily be confused. You're getting it? With the same label, with different reference. Same label, different reference. Okay. Ready? Ready? Okay. I was 8 or 9 years old. I was 8 or 9 years old. And I'm not cooking up the story, it's a real story. And the school, whole school, my school was divided into 4 groups known as the 4 kamsens. And all the competitions within the school happened among these 4 kamsens. How many have the similar system in your school days? Yeah, many of us had the similar system. Then one day, I was too naive. This boy was too naive, age 8, 9. One day, somebody said it was the sports competition. Sports competition. And one day, somebody says that Sangye from my kamsen, blue color. Sangye from my kamsen is the what? The winner of the long jump. I said, what are you talking? It's Sangye. Sangye means Buddha. Buddha, of course, should be the winner. Buddha will win everything. Buddha is the winner everywhere. But I'm curious, this boy is not interested that the Buddha won the competition. But I want to see the Buddha. Oh, I've been hearing Buddha, Sangye all the time. But today, I come to know that there's actually Buddha there who is now going for the long jump. I just dashed to see what the Buddha looks like. He was just an ordinary boy. I was, what do you call it? Not devastated, not disappointed, more, no. Okay, don't say anything. You are making me not think. There's one English word, very common one. I was disillusioned. Expecting Buddha there and no Buddha there. Simply because somebody is called as a Buddha doesn't mean there is a Buddha. Earlier, I took everything literally. Somebody said, this is a Buddha? Oh, he's a Buddha. Then for the first time I learned that it may not, what the word says may not tally with the referent. You getting it? Okay. So with this is one thing, one incident. Another incident. Okay, the other incident, most of you heard, but there are some newcomers here. Okay. So why I'm sharing all these things, anyone? Hey, why I'm sharing these things? Don't think that you come here to listen to stories. Anyone raise hand? Levels of subjectivity. Although it's the same label, subjective, but there are different levels of our understanding of subjectivity. Some are very gross to some very subtle. So, because people can easily mix up. So one was that there was a monk teacher and a monk student. And the monk teacher from the old school meaning no computer time. Now computer time. So the younger one is just wondering whether or not the monks are allowed to use emails. And the students went to the teacher, sir, are the monks allowed to use emails? Not emails. Okay, yes. Are the monks allowed to use emails? And the monk teacher had no clue what his email is. So he has to say something, yes, no, right? If you say yes, it can be something so bad. If you say no, maybe that his student is going to be deprived of something very important. So, how to say? He had no idea about what email is. So Gyunchuk in my pocket. You remember? Gyunchuk in my pocket. So who succeeded? Who succeeded in this? And Bhavani failed. He said, no, not know what Gyunchuk is. So therefore, you have to know what it means, what the word means. So the teacher, on the safe side, the teacher said that, okay, you can use emails as long as there is no attachment. You're getting it? How can you use email without attachment, right? So what the word attachment means to the teacher and what the word attachment means to the student is very different. You're getting it? In the context of modern science, modern computer science, attachment means files to be attached. Whereas in the context of the monk, who is totally unaware of these things, attachment means desire. You're getting it? Same word, but the different labels, different reference. Okay, this is very important. Don't just simply you hear a word, don't say, okay, I know this. For example, the subjectivity. So this professor, he said that Chetamatra and Prasanga Madhyamaka, these two philosophies, these are identical because both said that everything is subjective. Yes, that's true. But these philosophical schools, the depth of the philosophy is very different. Okay, for that matter, we need to understand the different levels of subjectivity. Ready? What yes? What yes? Ready what? Very good. Ready to study the different levels of subjectivity. Okay. Ready?
Yes.
Okay, who is that? Yes. Right? Is it your way of talking or it indicates something else? Yes. Okay. The first, subjectivity as opposed. Okay. What the subjectivity means, it depends on opposite of what the subjectivity you are referring to. The opposite of the subjectivity. You're getting it? Subjectivity, opposite, there are so many different levels. So therefore, subjectivity has different levels. The first, subjectivity as opposed to substantiality. Subjectivity as opposed to substantiality. Number one. Substantiality is Nzesutuba. Nzesutuba, substantially in Tibetan. Subjectivity as opposed to, subjectivity is Yulchen. Subjectivity as opposed to substantiality, Nzesutuba. Second one is subjectivity as opposed to externality. Subjectivity as opposed to externality. Okay, this can be the third. This can be the third. This is the third. Second one is, the first one is subjectivity as opposed to substantiality. Second one is subjectivity as opposed to autonomous substantial real. First one is subjectivity as opposed to substantiality. Second one is subjectivity as opposed to autonomous substantial real. Third one, second one, third one, second one, second one. Okay, the first one is subjectivity as opposed to substantiality. Second one, subjectivity as opposed to autonomous substantial reality. Autonomous substantial reality. And third one, subjectivity as opposed to externality. The fourth one, subjectivity as opposed to true existence, while not rejecting objective existence. Fourth one, subjectivity as opposed to true existence, while not rejecting objective existence. And finally, subjectivity as opposed to objective existence. Objective / inherent / intrinsic / self-characterized nature. Okay, let me say this once more. The first, subjectivity as opposed to substantiality. Number two, subjectivity as opposed to autonomous substantial reality. Number three, subjectivity is opposed to externality. Number four, subjectivity is opposed to true existence while not rejecting objective existence. And finally, subjective is opposed to objective existence slash inherent slash intrinsic slash self-characterized nature. Good. Okay, now let me explain each one of them. And then from this, you will understand if you, I think that there were some of you who asked me, what is a permanent phenomena? What is non-composite space? Who asked this question? What is non-composite space? What is the difference between what is composite, what is non-composite, right? Okay, how many asked this question? There's one girl also who asked this. 1, 2, where, who? He's not a girl, he's a boy. Yes, the boy. I said girl. There's another girl also. I thought he's a girl. Okay, good. Now this is very important. From this explanation, you should be able to understand the question asked by, what is your gentleman, your name? Sasha. Okay, so the question which Sasha's asked and the other girls asked, you have to get the answer from here. You're getting it? And if you still don't get the answer, you have to have this in the group discussion, and still not satisfied, bring it on my table. Okay, first, what is the first one? Subjective as opposed to substantiality. So, by the way, tell me, what does it mean? What do you understand by subjective? Raise your hand. What does it mean by subjective to you? And don't think that it should be, oh, am I correct? No, don't worry. Okay. Parag. A perspective. What does it mean by perspective? This is a good word. Subjective means perspective. What is perspective?
Like my own perspective.
What do you mean by perspective? My perspective. Huh? Point of view. What is point of view?
Way of thinking.
Way of thinking, yes, point of view, way of thinking, perspective, subjective, over there. Apprehension, how you apprehend, very good.
The way I see or the way
The way I see, good. Yes. Context, okay. Context, what do you mean by context? This is a good word.
Referring to something.
Okay, depending on the, say, in what context, in the context of his perspective, your perspective, her perspective, context. This is again a very good word. Thank you. There.
Rejection.
Rejection. Okay, so now we get many good words. Thank you. Subjective. Okay, this is very important. Subjective. It's, say, point of view. Is point of view of your mind or point of view of your body? Point of my mind. The perspective is my perspective, your perspective. Perspective for your mind or perspective of your body? From a mind. So it's all related to the mind. You're getting it? Subjective is a connotation of something mental. Mental. Now, it's something from the mind. When you say from the mind, it can have multiple meanings. It can have, levels of meanings. I wouldn't say multiple meanings. It can have different levels of understanding. How things come into being by virtue of your mind, by the power of your mind. There are various levels of understanding. Okay, now, say, how many understood thus far? Subjective means something related to my mind. Very good. Okay, now let's see that opposite. I gave you 5 opposites of the subjective, 5 different levels of the opposites of the subjective. Now let's work on each one of them and see if it makes sense. You're getting it? Understand the opposite of this and then see subjective. Subjective as opposed to substantial. Okay, so now as I explain this, every time with each one of these 5 levels, just see if you get some understanding. Oh, that's true. So this is substantial means opposite this is something mental. Just see if it makes sense. It gives you some sense of that. If it does come to you, you are very fortunate, because till we see that everything is subjective, our tears will never stop. It'll never stop. You're getting it? Till we see things as purely subjective. Today, somebody's crying, and you may go there, console. If you don't see that everything is subjective, next time it could be you who needs somebody else to console you with your tears. As long as we don't see the subjectivity of things, tears can never be stopped. And people, console. People create tension, stress in the family in the family, and create wars, create border tensions, so forth. And then next time you'll be in the position, you'll be in that same shoe where somebody's going to create problem on you, and you have to shed tears. This is samsara. So therefore, this is so precious, which can stop you if there's somebody who's going through terminal illness, cancer, whatever. If somebody can invent a medicine, taking this medicine, this cancer is gone. That would be one of the greatest achievements of the humanity. You agree? If somebody can invent a medicine and you give it to the dead person and the person comes back alive and live for the next 50, 100 years, this would be the greatest of the discovery of the humanity on the level of the science. You agree? And why living? So that I will not suffer. What's the indication of suffering? The tears. In other words, if there's something you take and all the tears stop, there's nothing greater discovery, there's nothing greater service to humanity than this. And this is wisdom of emptiness. To see that there's nothing objective, everything is subjective. This is the greatest of the thing. When I was class 12, age 18 or 19, class 12, class 9, 10, 11, 12, for 4 years, I was thinking of becoming a physicist. And then many of my well-wishers, they wished me to become a medical doctor. And then I turned not to become a physicist, not to become a medical doctor, and turned to become a monk, to study philosophy. So in those days, when I was that age, I told this girl many times, resent, not half, full, so anybody others can see. Yes, I told this girl many times, if I am at your age, when I was going through that transition, physics, medical, or philosophy, Buddhist philosophy, if I were given choice, if somebody says that, say the Prime Minister of India comes or the President of India comes and says, you choose one and I'll let it happen. Those days, most likely I will choose the physicist first. Second, medical doctor. Third, philosophy. Today, if somebody asks me, you have these two choices, I'll say the first two are not even choices. Third is the only option that I would go for. You're getting it? So what I'm saying is that this is the third one. The wisdom to see the realities, that everything is subjective. Finally, be medical doctor, engineer, business, whatever you're doing is fine. But it's for what? To help others. If possible, help others. And otherwise, to fill your belly. That's it. That's it. And whereas this is one which will stop your tears completely. And which will help others to stop the tears completely. It's amazing. If today, in the scientific world, some say, okay, if somebody discovers this medicine to heal somebody for good, that will be the greatest of the human contribution. That is the greatest of the discovery of the humanity. So, what is that? It's already discovered. It's already there. The wisdom of emptiness. Study this, contemplate on this, and then see if it works. If you see that it's working, practice it. Go stop your tears without the label, I'm a Buddhist. No need. No need. Go beyond Buddhism. Go beyond. And don't be confined by the rigidity of the community, rigidity of your own self-grasping ignorance. Go beyond. So this is the meaning of stopping the tears. So for that, we have to know, wake up. We have to know how to wake up from the sleep of ignorance, to know that everything is subjective, that everything is like a dream. Okay, what's the first one? Subjectivity as opposed to substantiality. Okay, what am I doing? I'm putting flour in the flask. What flour did I put? Hey Padma, what flour did I put? What color? Red color. Okay, how many agree with Padma? I put a red flour. Okay. If I say that I'm putting a blue flour, what is the difference between the blue flour and the red flour? This red flour and the blue flour which you are not seeing. What is the difference between these two? Anyone? Yes, over there.
Blue flower is only subjective, but this one is objective.
The red flower, okay, listen to what Sonam. What Sonam said is that this red flower is objectively there, and the blue flower is coming from your mind. How many agree with Sonamla? Very good. So here, when we see objective, okay, let's say that we're all very hungry, and I have a, let's say, what is that? Say, I have a real pizza here, and I have a picture of the pizza. You getting it? Picture of the pizza and the real pizza, and you are very hungry, and they say, "Don't worry, I'll give you pizza," and I give you the picture of the pizza to you. Hey, the girl over there, what's your name? Yes. Andre. Anjali. Andre. How do you spell it?
Andri.
Okay, Andre. Andre, tell me, which pizza do you want? Real pizza or the picture of the pizza?
Real.
Real pizza. Tell me, what's the difference between real pizza and the picture of the pizza?
The real one, I can eat the real one.
I can eat the real one, and the picture of the pizza you cannot eat. You getting it? Okay, now Sonamla, what's the difference between real pizza and the picture of the pizza? You said the red flour and the blue flour. Red flour is objectively real, and the blue flour is just coming from the mind, subjective. Now the real pizza and the picture of the pizza, what's the difference? Okay, look, I shifted the example. There's a reason there. You have to think of what the reason might be. Okay, first one, my question is, what's the difference between the real pizza and the picture of the pizza? Now look, he's not giving the same answer as before. You're getting it?
Yeah, it's a bit difficult now.
He's not giving the same answer as before. There's a reason there. I shifted the example deliberately. You getting it? Shugila? Yes. What's the difference? Okay, she's smart. Okay, so the real pizza. Okay, Namsal, don't scold. You know, this philosopher scolds, experienced philosophers, they scold the junior ones. Don't scold. You also like them, like her before. Okay, Chugula, tell me. So the real pizza is real and the existent, and the picture of the pizza is non-existent pizza. Does it exist or not? It exists, but it does not exist as a real pizza. Okay. Okay, over there.
The real pizza is material. It has the substance, atoms, and not real pizza has no atoms.
Are you sure the picture of the pizza?
Picture.
Huh? Picture of the pizza doesn't have any. Look. She thought that it's the same answer. She kept on very confidently. Picture of the pizza. Right. Now she understood why I shifted the example. You're getting it? Okay.
just someone already had the pizza that is in the picture. Or someone already has the pizza that is. So we cannot eat it anymore.
So this picture of the pizza was taken just 5 minutes ago.
Okay, I'll be right.
Isn't it still in the cafeteria? Okay, then.
Разница в основе, в которой мы применяем ментальный образ пицца.
The difference is in the basis to which we apply the mental image of the pizza.
Okay, this is the picture of the pizza. I do not say mental imagination. Okay, finally. Okay, there are two. One here.
The real pizza has different qualities. It is cheesy, it has different attributes, whereas the picture, it doesn't have those attributes.
Okay, so this is difference. Two different qualities. So I agree with you. Okay, let's get. Don't say same. Say it. Don't say that I had breakfast yesterday.
Like the real pizza, we can have it. It has that properties.
It has properties. Yes.
The imaginary, this picture one we can't have it. It is a pizza, but we can't have it. So it's of no use.
Very good. Or the last.
You mentioned that you're showing me this and I'm hungry. So the real pizza will bring me to my goal of releasing the hunger. But the picture of the pizza will not bring me to that goal.
Very good. Okay, here.
Both, like picture is also exist and pizza is also, both are objective. Like,
Both exist from the object.
and they all matter. Both are.
My question was the difference. My question is not what is the similarity. What's the difference between the two?
Picture is also there.
So this similarity. Picture exists and the pizza also exists. This is a similarity. What's the difference?
One is real.
Another one is?
Image of it.
Okay, one is real pizza and the other is the image of the pizza. That I know. Still, I'm asking what you said is correct. Okay, so what Julia said, she said something. Okay, how many would say that, say person A and person B? What person A says, there's always some meaning there. What person B said is just like empty words. So, but oftentimes we say that, what person A says has a substance. What person B says doesn't have a substance. You're getting it? How many you know this? Presents? Person A said it has a substance. What person B, the words, it's just empty words, no substance. You're getting it? Okay. So, person A, what the person A said has a substance. What Julia says, substance? Meaning there's something there, substance. So, subjective as opposed to substantiality. So what person A said, there's a substance there. What person B said is purely coming from the mind. There's no substance. Purely from the mind. Subjective, no substance. You getting it? So subjective as opposed to substantiality. How many understood this? Raise hands. Very good. Say real pizza and the picture of the pizza. Real pizza has a substance as a pizza. Picture of the pizza, it looks like pizza, but does not have a substance as a pizza. Right? If you think that this is a pizza, it's purely coming from your mind. It's not a pizza. So this is coming from the mind is subjective, and something having the substance, this is objective. So we say, don't say objective here. You're getting it? You say subjective as opposed to substantiality. You're getting it? Okay. So many people, simply because word-wise, which is better, which goes in very matching with the subjective as opposed to what word do you think goes so well with the subjective as opposed to objective? You're getting it? So people say, okay, the Acharya Chandi, what is that? Chittamadra says subjective. So which means subjective is as opposed to objective. So Chittamadra, there's no objective. This is the mistake. You're getting it? Because in the conventional sense, subjective and objective, these two go in as a match, as go in parallel. So, therefore, people think that, okay, Bodhicitta also reject objectivity. No, because subjectivity has different connotations. The first one is subjectivity as opposed to substantiality. Okay, now I'm going to take you to a little more technical aspect. Ready? Good. Okay, ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Praga is very active. Yes. Anyone else? Ready?
Yes.
Good. Okay, Sasha. Good. Okay, I'm now going to take you to a little technical part. Okay. What is in my hand?
Flower.
Okay, Shura, what is in my hand? Flower. Okay, flower. Now, what is in my hand? Huh? Some say absence of flower, some say nothing. Essence of flower. Who's correct? Both are correct. Okay. Who said both are correct? Raise hands. Both are correct. Raise hands. Okay. Both are correct. Yes, no. Both are correct. Yes, no. Louder. Both are correct. Yes, no. Don't reduce your volume. You're getting it. Don't reduce the volume. Said you both are correct. Who said nothing exists? And some said absence of flower exists. Right? Okay. Don't reduce the volume. So now let's say those who said nothing. Bhavani. Is there flower? Is there absence of flower? No, this is not my question. Is there flower? Is there absence of flower? Yes. So absence of flower exists in my hand. Something is there.
No.
Absence of flower is there. Okay. So the Bhavani already reduced his volume, right? Okay. Now those who said nothing, those who said both are correct, which means nothing is there. But there is something there. Absence of flower is there. You getting it? So how many of you would say that, oh, that makes sense. Absence of flower is there in my hand. Raise hand. Yes, I agree. Raise hands. Okay, absence of flower is in the hand. Okay, now that is in my left hand. In my right hand, what is there? Flower. Both exist. Flower exists in my right hand, and the absence of flower exists in my left hand. Both exist, but they differ. Something is different. What's the difference between these two things? The red flower in my right hand and the absence of flower in my left hand, both exist. But there's still the difference between these two. What's the difference? One has a substance and absence of flower does not have a substance. You're getting it? Okay, how many agree with this? Raise hands. Okay, one is substance. So substantial as opposed to subjective, which means that it's not from the object. From the substance, there's nothing there. But we say that this absence of flower is purely mental projection. You're getting it? So this one is subjective. But this flower is substantial. It's not subjective. But the absence of flower is subjective. You see difference? Jamila, you see difference? What difference do you see?
The absence of flower is subjectivity and flower is substantial.
Very good. So, subjective as opposed to substantial. You getting it? If you understand this, this is the doorway to understanding emptiness. This is not emptiness yet. You're getting it? So, the absence of flower is empty of the substantial reality. Yes? Absence of flower is empty of substantial reality. It is subjective, which means it is empty of Kandala, substantial reality. You're getting it? Very good. So here we understand, okay, that makes sense. Substantial. This flower, the red flower in my right hand is substantial, and on my left hand, absence of flower is not substantial. So it's coming from my mind. There's no substance there. It makes some sense. Raise hands who got some sense of this. Substantial as subjective as opposed to substantial. Anka, you got it? Good. Very good. What is next? Substantial as opposed to autonomous, substantial, real. Okay.
What is autonomous?
Okay, that I'm going to explain it. Okay, so let's say, what is the difference between these two things? Okay, now we have many Russians here. Oh, 1980 what? Russian Olympic. 1980 what? 1980, okay. Let's say 1980. Let's go back. How many years?
45.
Oh, 45 years back. So many of you are not born yet, right? Many of you are not born. 45 years. Okay. Okay, so the Prince of you are not born. Yeah. Okay. Not born. 2 years old. Okay. Okay. So let's say that 1980 Russian Olympic. It's not Russian Olympic, it's USSR Olympic. Right? Okay. So then on the closing day, there was, of course, the closing ceremony, and where there was the calisthenics, meaning people who perform, and they create a bear. What is it, bear? Misha bear. They create the Misha bear, huge, maybe made of 2,000, 3,000 people doing this, right? And in the closing day, because it's closing, now everybody's feeling sad. And the Misha bear was shedding tears. Tick, 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 tick. Literally, shedding tears. And then the spectators, the people who are there, spectators looking at the Misha bear, they're also shedding tears. They're crying. You're getting it? Young crying. Okay, you're not born then, but you're still crying. You can understand, to conceptualize that. Okay, spectators were literally becoming emotional to see that Misha bear is crying. What is this Misha bear? It's a huge thing which is made of like 2,000, 3,000 people. You're getting it? And nobody there inside is crying. Everybody's anxious, intense. If I do wrong, right, then government, my boss will punish me, right? But nobody's crying inside, right? Say the blue sheet like this. They should this. First this, they don't see blue thing. Then do like this, blue thing, tear comes. Then the group of 10, 20 people do this, and blue tear comes. And then they do like this. The next set of the people do this, and the tear dropping, tick, 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 tick. There's nobody crying. You're getting it? And the spectators say crying because they see the Misha bear crying. Misha bear is actually not crying. You're getting it? Misha bear is nothing made of 10,000, let's say 2,000 people. 2,000 people, they are anxious, they're not crying. Right? So what do you find there? You find the 2,000 people who are not crying. Right? But the spectators, they are seeing Misha bear crying. Right? You go closely, Misha bear is not crying. Misha bear is nothing but 2,000 people. 2,000 people, they just want to finish the performance as soon as possible. You're getting it? Nobody's crying. So what is really there? Autonomous, substantially as autonomous. What is really there? These people are there, 2,000 people are there. From distance, what you see as a Misha bear. You're getting it? Misha bear is just dependent. It's not autonomous. It's empty of autonomous because Misha bear is dependent on these 2,000 people, their performance. So Misha bear is empty of being autonomous. And Misha bear does not have a substance. You go there, there's no substance. Substance means something I can hold. You're getting it? For example, we say rainbow does not have a substance, whereas these flower has substance. This is what we say. Rainbow, we cannot hold it. So Misha bear, you cannot hold as a Misha bear. It does 2,000 people. So Misha bear is empty of autonomous substantial reality. You getting it? And then you go inside there, you feel so sad, you want to go to console the Misha Bear. Hey, you are the one of the spectators crying like Yang Zumla. Right? Crying. And you go to Misha Bear. Hey, Misha Bear, don't cry. You go there, you see 2,000 people. 2,000 people who are very anxious. Nobody's crying. And where's Misha Bear? Misha Bear disappears. You're getting it? It's empty of autonomous substantial reality. You getting it? So what really is there is just 2,000 people who are not crying at all. You getting it? Okay, this says, okay, now my question to you is, but earlier you cried. Why did you cry? Because I saw Misha Bear crying, and now you come too close, you see that Misha Bear is not there. So where was that Misha Bear? From the substance, from autonomous substance, or from where? From your mind. You're getting it? This is mental, subjective, as opposed to autonomous, substantial, real. You're getting it? You get it? Okay. What is the difference between the absence of flower and the Misha Bear? What is the difference between absence of flower and the Misha Bear? Just imagine that you are seeing the Misha Bear, crying, tick, crying. Absence of flower is not crying. Absence of flower is not crying. Misha Bear is crying, tick. Everybody's seeing that.
He's crying, but he's an illusion.
Also, the absence of flower also illusion.
But we see the bear.
Aruna, Misha Bear I can see, but absence of flower we cannot see. That is the mental. You're getting it? So from there, Misha Bear has a substance, but it does not have an autonomous substantial reality. Misha Bear I can see. Absence of flower I cannot see. It does not have a substance. So these are the fine distinctions that we need to learn. You getting it? Okay, so we're done with the emptiness as opposed to substantial reality, and emptiness as opposed to autonomous substantial reality. Two are done. Okay, we'll stop here. Tabge tuje shage rizo chong shenge meto dege bonjombo sege numbo tabo jebe ko shage nege gyala cha no oh mone Mahamona Yeswaha Om 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 Mone Mahamona Yeswaha. Two persistence together.